Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's Sarah and
Michael.
yeah, so thank you so much for the new subscribers and for the returning subscribers. We appreciate you so much and you're very much welcome into this YouTube channel. And so today we are going to talk about how I applied for my visa to come to Germany. So if you want to know the necessary documents or the necessities needed for you to apply to come to Germany, so here are the documents that I basically used and took them to the embassy, and I'm going to my husband is going to tell you which documents that I used so that I applied for the German embassy. So without any further ado, let me hand this over to
Thank you. Well, first thing, I guess what is important is that this was an application for a Schengen visa. So this means this is a visa that is valid for the whole Schengen area. That doesn't just comprise of Germany, but most of the rest of Europe, but not every place, as we later found out. And this visa is valid up to 90 days. And
that is 3 months.
Yeah, basically. And this is a visitor's visa, meaning I was the inviting party. So I also had to write a formal invitation. So yeah, there's a long list. I just go through a few of the most important, and I guess we do, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll write on the screen all the papers that you're supposed to have.
Yeah, so basically you fill an application form with all your personal data and also some biometric pictures. For sure you also need your passport. You have to provide some information about a regular income or of somebody who supports you that has a regular income. You have to have a travel insurance that has to be done actually in Germany itself usually, which I forwarded to her. And then you have to have the papers from the person inviting you, like the invitation papers, and then also information how you will support yourself while in Germany, which again can be either information about your income or the inviting party giving you support your stay. So I guess these are the most important ones. And then after submitting all of this, there is a waiting time of around 2 weeks, but it's very different. But in our case, it was shorter.
Yeah, in our case, it was actually, I guess, 7 days. So I submitted my passport. Oh, you're done?
Yeah.
Okay. So I submitted my passport, and they took all the papers that I had, because I took my passport plus the papers that they were required there in the embassy. So while taking them, they told me, yeah, whatever. They spoke to me a few words and they asked me a few questions, like if we've ever met. And yeah, at that point when I was submitting my papers, we had met, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went to Kenya in February, and we applied at around April, May, I guess.
Yeah, April, May. And then, so when I submitted them, they just told me, okay, leave the papers here. I was asked a few questions about if we've ever met, if he's married, if he was married before or not. It's tricky. For everybody, it's different, but I was asked a few questions. And then from there, I paid, how much?
I think it's 80 euros, which is about 10,000.
Yeah, 10,500. That is what I paid. I paid 10,500, and while paying the 10,500, you should know, regardless of the condition, whether you're given the visa or denied the visa, the 10,000 is not refunded. Yeah, you're not refunded the money. That is something you should keep in mind. So they told me to go home, and I had to wait for a week. Mine took a week. And for sure, the whole week I was just crossing my fingers and just praying and just all those things. You can imagine how hard it was for the two of us, of course, because he had gone and I had hopes, yeah, I'm going to go and join him there or visit him and maybe go back to Kenya. because at that point we were still not that much settled on what we wanted specifically.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, unfortunately, as it is also stated there, it is required that you have all the documents, but that is still not strictly enough. There is quite a few reasons why they can deny you regardless if you have all the documents.
Yeah. So I waited for a whole week. I was praying, fasting, blah blah. Every time somebody rang the bell, my mom is my witness. We all were just shaking because we're like, there is my visa, or there is like the I don't know, whatever they have brought. So guys, to my shock, I was brought the like my passport arrived with somebody from the embassy, delivered it, and I wasn't at home. So I guess I was going because there was an issue with my birth certificate. So I went to check on it. You remember? I went to check on my birth certificate. I went to be given a new birth certificate because I guess my code or something was wrong with my birth certificate. Because with all these applications, when you take some papers, some things have to change. I really struggled to get all the papers in order. So I was in town and my mom called me and she was like, hi, your passport has arrived, but then I really don't know how to say this to you. It was so heartbreaking to me because my mom eventually had to tell me regardless. So she told me that I was denied the visa. So I was like, what? Okay. From the denial, I was like, okay, maybe I need to go back home and see what is happening. But before I went back home, I remember that day I cried in town like a baby. I was just walking and crying and just saying, oh my God, now it's over. I don't know, they will never ever give me a visa, or they will always deny me, blah blah. It was a lot because I thought they actually stamped my passport that I've been denied, but actually they didn't stamp my passport. They just brought
they brought some papers where the reason for the denial was given, which is also again a long list.
Yeah.
But basically they were saying that they weren't sure that you would return after your 90-day stay.
Yeah, that is specifically they ticked that they said that they were so sure that right? They were so sure that I wouldn't return after the 90 days, but if you get a visa and you're going to see, by that time my husband had already engaged me, and you're going to see your fiancé, so definitely you will not return. But that was just something that we had planned, but who is God? I guess that was not just the perfect time for me to come to Germany. So after the denial, I called my husband and sent him a photo, and from that it was so shocking on both sides, me and him, because we didn't really understand why they denied us the visa. And on the denial paper, what had they written? We should
well, there was a specific time limit. I
1
don't know,
month.
a few weeks, a month.
They specifically said after a month I could appeal.
Up to. Appeal in the sense of there is a formal process there called demonstration, which you can do and try to provide additional information that proves, actually you have some connection with Kenya and this and that, and that is why you would return, and then maybe still they would give you the visa if you can show that. Yeah.
So we took some days, or did we really appeal on the same day?
I guess no.
We took maybe two and a half weeks to appeal, I guess. And appealing process has to be done by a lawyer.
Yeah.
Generally.
Basically, I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do it yourself because you've already done everything you can.
Yeah. So my husband actually appealed, but with the lawyer from Germany. So when he appealed, the appealing duration was how long?
You mean,
let's say it took 2.5 weeks for us to say, okay, we are going to appeal. So how long did the process for us appealing take?
In the sense of giving all the papers, or in the sense until we had the result?
Let's just say until we had the results.
Oh, the results. Yeah, well, that takes some, it was I guess mid-end of May, and I guess the result we got at the end of July around, I guess, so it was for sure 2 months.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be 2 months. Your case can be faster, your case can be slower.
Yeah.
So it just depends with, like, I don't know, with God or with luck, I guess, because for me at that point I was just so done with life itself, because I had struggled. Like, generally we both had struggled, and for those who are trying to apply for these visas or have done it, and they know how much it's a struggle. You know, for somebody out there would say, oh no, you just take the papers. There are people who take and get the visa even with 3 days. I've heard of stories that people say that, yeah, they just gave me the visa and there was no problem and there was nothing. So it just depends with, like, your own luck. So in the process we decided, because of course someone who has plan A has to have plan B, right?
I guess.
So we had plan B, because plan A had already failed and we had appealed, so it was up to us to just wait and see, like, what the lawyer is going to say, because now us and the embassy, we were not connected anymore. It was the embassy and the lawyer. Yeah, to, like, go through all our processes, and also, like, with the lawyer being involved, we had to, like, issue other papers.
Well, yeah.
So we had to issue other papers in between. Like, the lawyer used to mostly contact my husband, and my husband would, like, contact me. It was quite a process, but in the long run we decided to wait upon what the lawyer is going to say. And while we were waiting,
well, I guess in parallel I had the idea, because as an Italian citizen, there was also the possibility to apply for the Italian visa, and Italy actually has a visa specifically for marriage purposes, which at that point we considered, but like, basically the idea was that that kind of a visa maybe was easier to attain, because in that case like, they wouldn't expect Sarah to return at that point.
To return back to Kenya.
So it made sense, and we still wanted to apply for the papers for marriage in Italy regardless. So
because he's an Italian citizen.
So we just went on with that. But I mean, I guess the whole story with the Italian visa is maybe another story to tell. It's
another story, but it basically took us about,
well, the same time. So it was,
no, I mean, like, the German visa, it basically took us about two months, right?
Well, for the appeal,
for the appeal, we appealed, and it took us 2 months. So from the 2 months, there's also a story about the Italian visa. We are going to, like, share on the next video, so stay tuned to know, like, what happened in the Italian visa application. But here we are going to tell you on what went down, but you're going to, like, know the story of Italy in the next vlog that we are going to shoot right now, because we are going to stop this. Appreciate you. And so, guys, stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be about how the denial process went on, and, like, how we applied again for the Italian visa. So thank you for staying tuned. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you follow the tips, because sometimes you never really know, like, know how to go about these things until somebody tells you, or until somebody shares an experience, and you know.
Well, I guess, I mean, we also got some information from other people, so we're thankful for everything. And it's good that in the end it worked out, but it was quite
the struggle. So thank you so much, and until next time, goodbye. So see you on the other vlog as we continue on sharing with you guys how we applied for
the Italian visa.
Bye.
Bye.